Hi guys, hi everyone. Oh well, I'm so happy to see you all.
Thank you for coming tonight, joining us on this very special day, right, Julia?
Absolutely.
And thank you for your wishes. We're truly happy anniversary, isn't it?
Yes.
So today we have an unusual workshop in many ways.
In many ways, yes.
For one thing, Julia and I are finally sitting together in the same room. Nice sweaters, yes, thanks, Jeanette. And today we'll probably do more talking than sketching, even though we are going to paint a very beautiful twilight scene. And you will also get to see some of our brave brushers here live. And also there's going to be some drinking. Because the first thing we want to do today is raise a toast to, well, I want to raise a toast to Julia to start with, but also to our amazing community. Brave members of Brave Brush Studio and those who are not yet members of Brave Brush Studio. Those of you who have been following us on Instagram, reading our newsletters on Mondays, and coming to our workshops. Julie, it's really hard to pour and talk. Don't you take over? I can focus on both. Yes. Well, and here's to you guys.
Yes. And to Anna, of course. Yes. To me, to Anna, to Brave Brushes, to everyone. So we're so happy.
Cheers. I'll make sure Julia doesn't tip her brush into the champagne glass with all this excitement. Right, Julia, let me take this away from you.
Yeah. And you guys, if you have some drinks around you,
feel free. It makes the nighttime sketching better, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Not too much.
Okay. Is there anyone joining us tonight who doesn't know about Brave Brush Studio? Let us know in the comments. I'll put up the slide just in case, the way I usually do. Okay? Or maybe not. So Brave Brush Studio, Julia, why don't you tell a few words about it?
I have one word or one sentence. It's the best thing for any amateur artist. I'm sure it's
no, that's not what we wanted to see. Well, actually, I'll leave this slide. It sums up really nicely what we are and who we are. You can read it. And Julia, so one word, one sentence.
Sentence. It's the best community, the warmest community, and the most motivating and inspirational community for amateur artists.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Julia, for this little presentation then. Let's get sketching, and then we'll see who joins us in the live stream. Today's sketch is done in a few stages where we need to give it some time for the paint to dry. Mm-hmm. So to keep you entertained, we've got a few guests coming along.
So exciting.
Any questions about materials or anything before we start? I just wanted to show the size of the paper that Julia will be using. It's
a little bit bigger.
It's a little bit bigger than A5, but a little bit smaller than A4.
Yeah.
So you should really be okay on pretty much any size.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest to use a bigger size than this one. So A4 is a little bit too big, I think. It's also possible, but just more difficult to paint on.
Okay.
So,
are you ready?
No. No, I need to.
The lamp
The
is
lamp
on.
now we're orange, like the pumpkins in the previous slide.
Okay, and you should turn the camera around. Okay.
And now I'm ready, I think. Yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna enjoy my champagne, you guys.
Yeah. So, are you ready to start, guys? Let me know in the comments. And this sketch is a little bit different than the ones we usually do. What we do very often is that the pencil sketch takes quite a lot of time. This time we will draw it very quickly, and it will be a very quick, very very simple sketch. And we forgot the reference. But it's okay. No worries if you have the reference. You can use the reference. I'm going to use just my sketch. I always have it in front of me, and now I'm going to use just my own sketch to draw with you. And as you when you look at the reference, if you have it in front of you, then you can see that there are a lot of colors, and it's a daylight sketch. And what we need to do is actually to look at the contour of the building and draw only the contour, so only the outline. And forget all the colors, forget all the other shapes, just try to look at the outline and draw it on your paper. So let's start. Maybe I need to put my camera a little bit higher, then you can see the hearts here. Very beautiful. And so we start sketching. And what I do is draw the contour like this. Just follow the line, and it shouldn't be exactly the same. If you make some not mistakes, but like it looks a little bit different than in the reference, that's absolutely okay, because it's almost one color sketch, monotone, so it's not that important how.
Julia, it's too light to see.
Oh, okay, it's too light to see.
Yes.
Okay, like this, that's better. Thanks for your comment. Okay, and then follow this line here, a line, and here. And I want to draw some windows here and there, just to let me see. I think this will be the roof, so I draw a very light. This should be really very light. The roof, the shape of the roof. This is all we need for, or let's draw this line too. This is all we need for our sketch. Okay, so we don't draw the trees, the fence, the bridge, nothing. It's important for now. None of this object. So, and now I need to lighten up the lines a little bit. And we start to paint. So we need to prepare our watercolor. We start to paint with watercolor. And this is my watercolor. Okay. And we actually need just a few colors. 3, I think. And to make it easier for myself, I need to incline my paper a little bit. So all the water will go to the, come down. It's easier to paint. Okay, so I need a lot of water and a large brush. Very important. Don't try to paint with a small brush on a quite a large surface. It's not a good idea. And we need to make quite a big pool of color. Like this. Add a little bit of darker color. I'm using the cobalt blue, and I add some ultramarine blue, and I start to paint with the darkest shade I have. A lot of water. And now I add a little bit of water, more water than paint now, and just paint over the whole picture. No worries about the building. Like this. And I think that we actually do not really need color here, but that's good as like this. So, and I think that the color, that I don't have enough color here, so I just add more color, take more color from a palette, add maybe a little bit of purple, and add color to the sky, like this. And now we need to wait a little bit. Oh, I forgot something. I have a wonderful assistant next to me. I forgot something.
Very important
A
step.
very important step, because now we need to remove some color from the windows. So take your smallest brush and just remove color like this. Use, make it wet and with clean water, of course, and remove the color and try to make it really, really white. So it's not necessary, but it's a good technique, I think. because when we use gouache, over the top of watercolor, it actually doesn't really matter. But on the other hand, we can create this beautiful effect of yellow, of light shining around the window, like this. And also here. It's so exciting today that sometimes you just forget what the technique you want to show. So this is what we need now, and to create this beautiful effect, we need to paint with yellow. So I take some yellow, put it on my palette, and then add it to the windows like this. And as you can see, the colors flow around, and that's absolutely beautiful. Like this. So, and now we need to let it dry.
Okay, so now we wait.
Now we wait.
Now we wait.
Yes.
And Emma, please let us know if you're there and you're ready to join. No, you just leave it here for now, Julia. Okay, yes, Emma, I can see you. Hang on just a second. Let me add you to. Yay, Emma. Hello.
All right.
Hi, Emma.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you
me.
for
Happy
joining
anniversary.
Thank you.
I have to say, I admire the artwork you have behind you on the wall, or is it refrigerator?
It's the refrigerator. I'm in a rental, so I can't really put anything on the walls. So I made an art gallery on the fridge.
Yeah, looks beautiful. Well, Emma, you have been with us in Brave Brushes studio from day one.
Yes.
Tell us, how has it been for you?
It's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it. I think the biggest change for me is probably when I started, like I would never have said I was a sketcher or an artist. But now I feel like I can sort of claim that title on the basis that like I practice sketching and art on a regular basis, which is really cool. I think my favorite adventures have been the greenery adventure and the people sketching adventure. Because I think I was so nervous about sketching greenery for such a long time, but it's basically something that you put in like every single urban sketch. And I just felt so much more confident after those live sessions and being able to get ask questions and get like feedback on the sketches I'd done. And I guess also we did so many different media in that adventure. And it was the first time I'd used markers, which felt like a big step as well. And I think the other adventure I've really enjoyed is the people sketching one, because I think fundamentally art is all about connection. And I like sketching as a way of capturing memories, for example, or giving gifts to people, and being able to add people into those sketches just like increases the possibilities so much. And I think we did such a good job in that one of like making what seems very complicated and very scary, achievable and approachable, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's Julia for you. Breaking things up into easy to follow steps.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that you feel like that, and I see a lot of progress in your sketches. It's so good. Yeah, it makes me so happy to see this. Yeah, absolutely.
I see a lot of progress as well. And I think one of the things I really like about the way you structure the adventures and engage with us is that you're teaching us skills that we can then practice on our own to like find our own style and find things that we like. I've never felt like you've been teaching us, how to sketch like Julia Henze, because as much as I love your style, I want to try my own style. And I think that's
Absolutely.
one of the things maybe that as we've gone along and I've gotten more confident, I think initially I was really following like every step you said exactly and trying to replicate the colors and like, oh, the shadow goes here and there and whatever. And I think especially the last few months, I just felt a lot more confident to be like, oh, actually, I want to put a pot plant here, or I want to change the colors that you're using, or try this in a slightly different style or medium. And that's been really freeing as well. But I also feel like I'm still learning a lot. So that gives the membership a lot of longevity, I guess.
Wow. Oh. You also have been out sketching on location with your local urban sketchers group. How has that been for you?
It's been really fun. A bit nerve-wracking, I guess, because I have to speak in Spanish when I go. But I think, when I started Brave Rushes, I had just moved to a new country. And so I didn't know anyone locally. And being able to have the membership and sort of have that community of other sketchers online was so valuable. And I think really helped me when I did start going out, like in the city, when I didn't know anyone in the urban sketching group and I had to speak another language just to have, something to talk about, and be able to take my sketchbook that already had sketches in it so that when people were like, oh, let me have a flip through like the other art that you've done, I felt like, oh yeah, okay, you can have a look. And when I've traveled, like I went to Paris earlier in the year and I was able to meet up with one of the members there, and we sketched Sacre-Cœur, which was really cool as well.
Yeah, that was so amazing.
This is giving me goosebumps. Or maybe it's just cold into the studio. You wouldn't believe, but no. Oh my God, that's so nice to hear. Well, this past year, you have been brave in so many ways, like moving to Spain, right? And sketching and just adjusting, such a major change, isn't it?
It is. And I found that art really grounding. I think like having the weekly adventures that I know come out every week and knowing that I can like ask questions in the Q&A every month. It's been a really nice way to have a little routine, I guess, when there's been so much other stuff that's been new. And I really like that you've always encouraged us from the very beginning, no matter how experienced we were as artists, to like share our artwork and comment on the art that other people are doing. I think I can be quite self-critical sometimes. And I found that process really helpful, particularly engaging with the other members. And I've noticed that it's helped me, like being brave in those tiny ways has really helped me be brave in some bigger ways in like, in my real life, because I've been practicing doing it so regularly in such, a very low risk environment.
Yeah.
For those in our community who are just thinking of joining, how much time does it usually take you to do the lessons? How much time a week or a month do you spend in Brave Brushes?
I think it really depends. Like one of the things I like about the membership is if I've got more time, I can spend more time doing it. And if I don't have that much time, then that's adaptable as well. I think when I first started, I was really, tried to commit every single week and go through stuff routinely. Whereas I think now I probably jump around a bit more. So I think the Power of White adventure and the Hygge adventure I sort of just picked and chose a little bit what I felt like doing on the day. But I would say I probably spend a couple of hours a week, but it's because I really like it, and I don't think it's necessary to spend, to spend that much time if you don't have it.
Yeah, but it's too much fun, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Also, you can make a cool gallery on your fridge, so what's not to like, right?
Are you sketching with us tonight, or just
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, no, I made it purple. I don't know if it will come
Perfect.
come across. Sorry, my webcam's not very good.
Yeah,
but
that's
it
good.
is. It's a nice purple, since I've discovered through the membership that I really like purple, which I didn't know before.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Emma.
Thank
you so
you.
much for joining. Kim, you'll be up next after the next layer of watercolors. So, Emma, enjoy the rest of tonight's workshop, and well, we'll see you around.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's have a look at the comments.
Some people can see their lines anymore.
The yellow, the pencil lines. And so, well, maybe you can have a look at Julia's. Let me put it up on the big screen like that. Well, either the house or your sketch, and yes, and flip your camera like this. So just, so have a look at the complete sketch or at Julia's sketch over here, and kind of position them somewhere in that area.
And knows how to do it.
Yes.
She can explain.
Okay. Then there's Kim asking, is it possible to buy Brave Brushes sweatshirts? Yeah, we have been experimenting with all things Brave Brushes. We've got Brave Brushes mugs, and we've tried out Brave Brushes sweatshirts recently. And yes, you can buy them on our Redbubble
Do we
shop.
have a link?
Well, not right now, but
okay.
we'll include it in the follow-up email that I send later tomorrow morning, not tonight. But yes, and then there's one more comment from Kim saying, I love houses and would like to join your group to learn how to sketch and paint homes. Well, you're always welcome. It's bravebrushes.com. And right now you also you get a 5-day free trial. So you can join, check it out, cancel if you don't like it, or which I hope it doesn't happen. But yeah, so it's 5 days when you sign up, the first 5 days free. Yeah, so bravebrushes.com. But I'll include that into the email too. All right. Any questions before we continue? Is your paper dry? Have your paints dried? Julia, how's yours and everybody else's? Are you ready to go on?
Yes.
All right, Julia, they're all yours.
Thank you. Okay, so the next stage is to paint the house. And if you can see the lines, it's important to have an idea of where they are. Otherwise we can't. It will be difficult to paint. But you just maybe you can paint just something. What you see the building is, and what you think the building is. Okay, so now I will add another layer, and let me make I think this will be better, so you can see me mixing my colors. I used actually the same mixture, But now I add a little bit of purple to it, or maybe not a little bit, just I add some purple to it to make it darker. And if you have already used purple, you can add another color, maybe darker purple or something that you think will look like a building in dark. By the way, maybe dark dark color like I don't know, indigo would work. And with again just paint the whole building at once. So same as we did with the sky, but now we have the shape of the building. So we need to be careful with the edges and use a lot of water. That's very important. And quite a lot of paint. So you need so much paint that your building is darker than the sky.
This is a good exercise in being brave. Using
Absolutely.
more water than you're comfortable with.
Yes.
And more paint too, right?
Yes, yes. For a lot of people, it's really a good exercise. For most of us, actually. So when we paint over the light, like this. And it's important to have this kind of, not a pool, but too much water at the bottom of your painted part. Like this. Now we can finish here. Like this. And now I want to add some brushes here. Again, quite a lot of paint. Maybe even more paint than we did before. We used before. And a little bit less water. So like this. And we use our brush in different directions to paint the trees. And maybe we can add some paint gray to make it even darker. Here, for example. And so we mixed different colors, blue shades, to create this sense of twilight composition. More pigment means a darker color. And this is how we actually paint. No worries about the paint. Okay, I think that's actually, or maybe I want to add just a little bit more darkness to the top of the building, of the roof. To make it a bit sharper. So create more contrast between the sky and the building. So, and now we need to try it a bit again.
Now?
No.
Kim, are you there? Are you ready to join us? Kim. Okay, let's give Kim a couple of minutes to figure this out. If she's there. Yes. Okay, well, just click on the link and join the stream, the live stream. You have the link in your email. I sent you the link earlier. Do you need me to send it again?
Okay, no worries. We have time.
Yes, it takes a long time to dry this paint, doesn't it? It's a beautiful sketch, but takes a long time to dry. Kim, I'll just give you, hang on. I'll just put it in the chat, but don't you guys all join at the same time. Okay, Kim, here's the link. Just copy it from this chat. And you should be fine. We went to see this building today. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram. Just to make sure it's still standing there.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, it's absolutely beautiful, and could be fun to sketch in in a regular way, right? Not this nighttime scene, but just as it's beautiful as a sketching subject. I have a picture here somewhere. Let me just find it for you, Julia. Here you go.
Yeah. So this
maybe not so much.
very difficult. Very difficult. But this is, by the way, this is a good reference because now you can see that the sky is much lighter than the building and it looks like a twilight actually.
Okay.
Because of the camera.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll attach this photo to the email that I'm promising to send. And also, so you can use it later to make another sketch.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm still not hearing from Kim. So I'll show you Julia instead.
Oh.
Right, Julia, you're back on camera. Back on camera. And I was going to say have another drink of champagne, but your glass is empty.
Yeah.
Okay. So while, yeah, that's me too, here. So while the watercolors are drying, let us tell you what you can find in Brave Brush Studio. And I think I'll do better with the slides this time. Let me just... Okay, so Brave Brush Studio, what we are celebrating today is our membership. And the way we came up with the idea is we met at a networking event in a membership community.
Yes.
And we, well, yeah, so we loved it so much. We saw how much...
we love the idea of sharing our experience,
yeah,
sharing our fears, maybe
failures,
failures,
successes.
yes, yes,
Yeah, and also having the accountability of the community and the routine of having lessons being published regularly, and having someone, well, like Julia in Brave Brushes, checking in on you and making sure you're doing the lessons. So all this we thought was a perfect setup for helping artists learn and grow and find their own unique style.
Absolutely, yes.
So inside Brave Brush Studio, Julia, why don't you tell a few words about the adventures while your paint is drying?
Okay, the adventures. Yes, this is something I think it's quite unique for the world of art. Actually, for the most of classes, the most of teaching platforms. Usually, you just have classes and or even workshops like this one. You can learn a thing. How to paint something or how to draw something. And adventures are actually very different. We try to build up a skill every time we have an adventure. It's a monthly course. Yes, and we start with the basics. You can often see that the first part is the basics of this, of that, and then we build it up and make it more complicated, more challenging. And we end with a live stream where we sometimes quite often we paint or sketch using this adventure, the topic of the adventure. So, and you always can ask questions in the Q&A session about the adventure, and
or in the Facebook group at any
in the
other time.
Facebook group, of course. We also have a Facebook group where you can ask questions, and we have so many amazing people who can help you because they are already quite along in our community, and they share their experience. They know the answers to a lot of questions, I think. And then sometimes you can, if you want to, you can ask me, of course.
Okay, well, and also I have a lot of answers to questions that everyone asks, because we've got pretty much everything covered either in the adventures or in the blog posts or in the YouTube videos. So we can always direct you to the right resources and help you structure your learning path.
Yes.
Right? How's that paint looking?
Yeah, we can go further, I think.
All right.
Kim is not...
Kim could not join us today. No problem.
Worries.
We will do an interview with you, Kim,
yes.
then, just separately, and you can share all your experiences there. Your computer isn't allowing StreamYard. Oh well, never mind.
Mix your own greens. Yes, yes.
Always hear Julie in the back of our head. Yes, me too. Actually, even when I'm not I'm not sketching.
Not yet.
All right. Well,
After tomorrow, after seeing Marilyn, I think it will change.
I will start sketching. Okay. Yeah. So there was something else in the email that I got today. Somebody else hearing Julia's voice in their head. Hang on, let me just find it. Oh yeah. So there was Kathy telling us how she says when she dislikes how something turns out, she hears Julia's voice saying, "It's just a sketch. It's just a sketch.
It is.
Take it easy, right? It's just a sketch." And then I was surprised to read that she also hears my voice saying, "It's done. Just stop." Okay, all right, that is great. There are a few things that Julia says over and over and over, and it's never enough.
No.
Okay, moving on, and then Marilyn will try to connect with you when we have the next drying stage. So check your technology just in case. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Julia.
And she has a goal for tomorrow. Maybe,
Okay.
for the party.
I prefer to ignore that. Pretend like I didn't see that. Okay. Julia, read this comment.
Also, Julia says every choice you make says something about you and as an artist, and that has stuck with you. Kimberly, thank you. Yes, it's so good to read this. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Back to sketching.
Yeah. And the next stage, am I on stage? Okay, almost. I think it's such a fun way to spend an evening. And the next stage is actually add more trees, and we needed to wait a little bit because otherwise, if we wouldn't wait, then the trees, the paint would flow into the previous layer, and then it would be very vague and not sharp. So now we add more color, a little bit less water than for the previous layers, and we paint. I think I need to add even more darkness, so I add Payne's gray to my color to make it even darker, and paint with my brush like this. So with the tip of the brush, here, and you need to be a little bit braver than usual to do this. Just add kind of suggestions of leaf bunches everywhere. What I also want to do is to add a kind of shadow. Yes, we also have shadows when it's dark to the left side of the building. And I do it with, let me see, it's a too dark color, so I need some more water, and paint like this. So here will be the shadow. Oh, I paint over the light. No worries, I can remove, or not remove the color, but I can paint it later with the right color or with gouache. And here I also want to have some shadow under the roof like this. And add some window kind of suggestion. Okay, here I think this part is a little bit too light, so I add more color here over the previous layer, but not everywhere, not the same as I did before. So this way we create more depth in the sketch. And using darker colors, we can make it even more interesting to see. Okay, here we have a tree. It's not there in the reference, by the way, but when I drew this picture, they had a tree there.
They cut it down.
I think so, yes. I think the windows are a little bit too high here, so I can paint another wall here to make it more in balance. No worries. And we can change some things. I mean, it's not very important how it looks in reality. Our impression is much more important than what we really see. It's your story, something that you want to tell your viewers. Okay, so now I want to add the frames to the windows using my smallest brush. Like this, and we actually also can add a suggestion of the roof like this. Some kind of textures, not very necessary, but maybe it will make it look a little bit more impressive. Okay, let me see. I think now we need to wait again and then we can finish the picture.
Marilyn, it's your turn. Okay, let me come back to the video.
Yes.
Okay, we're back. We're back. How is your sketch coming along? Everyone? Yeah? You following us? Is it looking nice? Well, there's a comment
Everyone is very busy, I think. No questions, please.
All right, and there's a comment from Juan.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, so happy to to
Somebody
see you.
hearing
Yeah.
me in their head too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's done. Well, we'll see when we get to the end of this sketch how long it'll take Julia to actually stop. All right, I can see you, Marilyn. I'm adding you to. Yes, to
Larina,
the
it's
mic.
mess, but who cares?
Hey, hello.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi.
So we can see you. So good to see you.
Thank you
Yes,
for joining.
it works. It works. I mentioned the sketch we're making. It's really weird because I'm seeing myself in two screens and one is delayed.
You wouldn't believe I had to actually take a photo of how many screens we have here. It's like Julia's phone number 2, my phone, 2 laptops, and I think we had a tablet here at some point too. And then we've got 4 lamps. And so much technology which we probably don't need half of. But this is an important workshop, right? An
Yes.
important day for the two of us, and we're happy that you could join us, Marilyn. And well, what do you want to tell us about Brave Brushes
I'm
Studio?
glad you asked me. And I'm super excited that I've already been a member for, I think, a year now, because I was part of the pilot. And I've learned so much. I have to check what I wrote down because I took some notes. So you asked what my favorite was, and it was a super hard question. Because I don't know, but at the moment, but that can change. I really like the color one because I hadn't finished it, so I'm working on that. And the greenery because it's super important, but also because it's just so much fun to practice, and because Julia just keeps saying it, so you can't ignore it. And then that kind of connects to the next question you asked me, what I found really difficult. And that's also one of my favorites at the moment, that the perspective. And two things I found really difficult were perspective and shadows. And I really didn't know how to do it and how it all worked. So I just never did it, which made my sketches look dull and just boring. So I'm super happy that I learned that. And well, I said I already learned a lot, but one of the things that changed is that I finally started working in a sketchbook, because I never did, because I never dared. I was always afraid to mess it up. So it's a lot easier just to work on a bit of paper instead of a sketchbook. So I started that. And quick sketches. I became so much faster sketching. And at first it was like, oh my God, what's happening? I just couldn't follow Julia. And trust me, if you practice, you sketch along with her, you learn. And that's very valuable for me. And another thing is that, like, just right now I was thinking about it, that Julia told me that you can always fix your mistakes later, for example, with color pencils or whitewash or whatever. And that's a very nice thought to have in the back of your head, because if you're thinking like, oh, I can fix it later, you keep sketching instead of trying to correct it, which does not always work, and then you might give up. And if you try to fix it later, or just, I don't know, maybe just remove the color and then fix it later, then you'll see what happened, but then at least you finished it. And I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah.
And one of the advantages, well, there are a lot of advantages of the community,
I love
but
that
one
you
of the
prepared detailed answers to all the questions. Thank you.
yes, I did.
Yes, thank you so much. So the advantages of membership as a format, is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
I took my test seriously.
Okay.
Um, so what I really like about it and what the advantages are is that it's very personal, and it's personal in a way that you can ask the other members questions and chat with them or connect with them or meet with them, but also that Julia and Anna are so approachable, and they're always they always take time to answer, and it feels like it's never too much.
Mm.
So you can just ask whatever question you have. It's not like that you have to be ashamed of asking something that we discussed last month or something like that. It's just you can just always ask the questions, and I really like that safe environment, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Cool.
We love having you in the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. See how approachable I actually am.
Cheers, cheers. Definitely.
Well, for those of you watching us today, and if you are in the Netherlands, we are having a party tomorrow. So send us a note that you want to come tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, just outside of Rotterdam.
Bergshoek.
Okay, I can never pronounce that. Something with a B. But yes, everyone's welcome. And even if you don't know us and we don't know you, yeah, you're all invited.
Yes.
Just send us a message. Well, then we'll give you the details how to get here. All right. Was there anything else in your notes, Marilyn, that you've prepared?
Oh yes, I have a lot more. I answered all the questions.
Well, the paint is taking a long time to dry, so you've got time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you were asking for an advice, and I would say just try and, like I said, just keep going and try to correct your mistakes later or figure out that they actually weren't a mistake because they probably made your artwork even better. Because you don't know yet, since you don't know what the end result will be. And another one, but that's what Julia is always saying, mix your own greens. And another one I just realized she's always saying is like, it's just a suggestion. So it's always about windows and leaves, and it's just a suggestion. That's one I always hear in my head as well.
How about shadows? Shadows.
Yeah, shadows. Yeah.
It's not a topic. A very important one.
A very important one, yes. And about the time I spend on it, it really depends, because it just depends how busy I am. I would love to spend a little more time. But it's not like you cannot do the next adventure if you miss a month, or even if you miss 3 months. So that's very nice. It kind of builds up, but it's not like if you miss something, you have no idea what we're talking about anymore.
No, you missed 3 months in the summer, right?
Sorry?
You missed 3 months in the summer.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I was traveling and the internet just didn't work. So South American internet wasn't very reliable.
So a lot of very beautiful things. So that's important too.
Okay, I've got one more question for you, and it's not related to sketching. How good is your singing?
My singing?
Yes. Well, you think about that. I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Oh, we can do it. We'll do it together.
It's time to sing.
Everyone, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear precious.
Happy
birthday to you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to eat and drink. You guys sketch. Thank you, Marilyn, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at the studio.
You're welcome. The revenge will follow tomorrow for letting me sing here.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, Julia, paint dry, you sketch.
Eet smakelijk. Bon appetit. Okay, so the last stage, we need some gouache. So I close my paints, or my watercolors, and I open my gouache.
Looks the same, the palette.
Looks the same. If you think it's the same palette, it's not. And now we can add some sparkle to this already beautiful sketch, I think. And we do it using permanent white gouache. Permanent white is opaque gouache, so if you don't have difference in your gouache, so just use what you have. And I want to draw a fence here, just like this. And so I don't draw it as in one at once, not like one long line, but I suggest that some leaves are in front of the fence. So also here. Like this. And now I can add the vertical parts. And I think that's good. The bridge, also a very interesting part, but let's draw. I don't want to draw it actually the same way, so I used a white pencil for that. Let's try if it works, because it's farther from us, and I don't want to be it very, very white. So I use the white pencil, and it looks a little bit more textured and creates a suggestion, like it's somewhere in the background. Like this, we can also add some textures to the bushes in the foreground, some for the trees in the background here, maybe just kind of short lines like this. That's great. Here I want to add a kind of highlight with the same white pencil, also here. A highlight and something here. Okay, now let's add some stars and try to spread them around, so not all the stars are evenly large, or some are smaller, some are bigger, closer to each other, farther from each other, all the different shapes, and you can and also sizes. So, like, you know, if you look at the night sky, then you see that all the stars are different. And the distances between the stars are also different. And the darker the sky, the better you can see the stars. So here they are less obvious. And maybe just one highlight here. And now I want to add some more light to the windows. My windows are quite light, but in case yours are not that light, you can mix your gouache or with other gouache color or with watercolor. So if you only have white gouache, you can mix your watercolor with gouache, with white gouache, and apply it to the windows, and they look even brighter then. And especially the difference between the brightness of the light in the middle of the window and around it makes it look so beautiful. We also can add a little bit of orange, because sometimes it's light inside the windows. It could be a little bit warmer sometimes in some parts of the window, for example. We can make it more interesting by adding just a few strokes of a different color. And if you have, we are actually done, but if you have other colors like a very dark green, you also can add just some textures here and there. And they are barely see if you look at them now in the video, but they are, if you put it on the wall, for example, if we just look at the picture in reality, then you it will make some difference, because you can just add some texture, some kind of bushes in the foreground, for example. I think it looks nice.
I think you should actually frame it and put it up on the wall as our anniversary sketch.
I will. Yes.
It's a very special sketch.
I will, yes.
And
yes.
is my voice in your head telling you we're done?
Yes.
Okay, we're done.
We're done. Yes. Your voice is
Very loud.
always here. How are you guys? Yeah, purple house is also great, Kimberly. Yeah. We have more than one Kim. Cool. I want to turn this light out so we will look better now.
Okay, do I need to keep this up, the sketch up for some more time, or can I just, is this enough, or do you still need to look at it to finish your sketches?
Oh, we can keep it like this.
Okay.
For a moment and...
Well, I wanted to make you big, like the whole screen, just us.
You just us. Yeah. I don't know. How about you guys?
You nearly done? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you
Okay.
finish.
Yeah, you
finish up. We'll finish up this.
Yes.
Cheers, Julia.
Cheers.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you, guys, once again for being with us. And I think it was a really cool workshop.
Yes, I loved it. I loved it so much, but I
Yeah.
really I have been wanting Julia to do this workshop since last November because I loved the sketch so much. So finally we're here.
Yeah, with the sketch done.
All right, let me do this. Okay. Well, I don't know what your plans for this evening are.
But we're going to drink more champagne and celebrate. Yes, yes. And yeah.
Thank you for being part of this past year. Thank you for being with us tonight. Have you actually seen the country, Marilyn? No, not so much.
She has a few days more.
All right. Well, that's it for today.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, and we'll see you soon in some other workshops that we'll be doing. If you're in Brave Brushes, you can find the replay of this workshop in the adventure, in this month's adventure. If you're not in Brave Brushes, well, why not? But also you can use this same link to watch the replay. Okay, you know where to find us, you know how to ask questions, you know to post your sketches on Instagram, tagging Julia and also Brave Brushes.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing your artwork.
Definitely.
Bye.
Absolutely. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.